Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to the Grianaig Creations podcast channel. My name is Kirsty and I am coming to you from Paisley in Scotland. This is not a typical podcast episode, this is something just a little bit different and I think it's going to be a little bit interesting. So what I have done, I have dug out all I can't lift them all up. I have dug out all of my works in progress that have not been touched in a very long time and we're gonna go through them. But first, let's deal with the elephant in the room. I got my hair cut. So if you're new to the channel, you can probably go through the last 2, maybe 3 months and I have had a couple of different hairstyles. But this one's not gonna change very much more. I got my hair cut off, the majority of it. There's a bit of length on the top, which is lovely. A little bit of a curl. But yeah, I got my hair cut. It's nice and short. I love it. I got it done yesterday and I am over the moon with it. There's just a wee bit of product in it at the moment. I've just made a mess of it now, haven't I? Oh well, we'll just have to do. We'll just have to make do, won't we? But yeah, I got it cut yesterday. I love it. It's got a wee bit of product in it and I've also been cleaning the house. So after I record this, I'm going for a nice shower. I'm going to try some different styling methods and some different products just because I can. Just to see what I can really achieve with this hair because it's different from how I've had it in the past when I went short. But I already love it. I already love having short hair again. So anyway, that's the elephant out the room. Yeah, I just decided that this would be something a little bit different and you could see some projects that you haven't seen in quite some time. And yeah, we'll just jump in. So the first one's just sat in front of me and oh, it's such a mess. I found this project because I went back to my parents when I was off on annual leave and I stayed overnight and I went through some of the things I'd left in their house just because I'm lazy and I haven't brought it all to the flat yet. And I found my cross stitch project that I started over 3 years ago when I had my shoulder surgery. I'm like, that's the wrong shoulder. I had shoulder surgery and I was denied knitting and crocheting and I could cross stitch with my left hand, so I got a cross stitch project from a local shop back in my old town and yeah, it's still a work in progress. I think I picked it up and I put quite a bit of work into it before we got the flat. So that would have been the start of 2021 that I last touched this. Well, maybe not the start, but like a third of the way through the year was about the last time that I picked this up. And it's such a shame because it's such a beautiful cross stitch and I would like to pick it back up and get it finished because I do want to start some other cross stitch projects. But I would like to finish one, just one, before I move on to the next one. So this is one project that I would like to finish. It's going to have under here, it's going to say hang in there because it's a cat hanging off a branch. It's just super cute. And yeah, you never know, I might frame it, try and frame it because I don't know any framers in Scotland. I don't know if we have any. But yeah, it just looks really good and because I don't cross stitch, like this is the back which looks nasty. I've got a lot of like strands that I've carried quite far but I haven't had anyone teach me how to do cross stitch. Oh, I do have the needle's attached to the back. But nobody's ever sat down and said this is the do's and don'ts for cross stitch. I haven't bothered to look into it either. I've just kind of gone with what I know, which is very, very little. So I don't know if I've done things wrong. I don't know if I've done things correct, but it looks good on the front. It doesn't look good in the back, but it looks good in the front. And it's just so cute. But yeah, I'll get into why I want to do more cross stitch once I head to the shop and see what I can get. But that may be next month. So yeah, this is a Dimensions pattern, and it's the Hang On Kitty, which is number 16734. I used to have the proper photo of what it would look like, but it has gone walkies because it's been quite a while. Okay, so we'll start with some of the smaller things first. So another project that has not seen very much love is my Underwing Mittens. I still need to do a thumb, but I actually plan on ripping back to about here on the colour work and redoing it because I'm just not happy with my change in tension. I put it down for a while. I was working on it really well. I was loving the colour work. I had really kind of got the hang of having a more dominant colour, and then I put it down and I don't know why, and I didn't pick it up for a while, and when I did I forgot that I had to loosen my tension, so my tension became really tight, and you physically can see it, and you can also feel the difference when if I put it on, you can feel the difference in the tension. And I could probably get away with it if I keep these for myself, which I'm going to. But I don't like how it looks, because it goes like that and then it goes woo! It's a bit of an exaggeration, but it does get tighter, and you can see here, so right there, you can see how my tension completely changes and it just pulls in. Right here, you can see how it's a lot tighter than it is here. So I would have to rip back. Oh, you can also see it really obviously here. Right there. That's where my tension changed. So you can really see the difference, and I've had it in my head, I'm just going to rip it back, just going to rip it back. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm just like, just do the thumb and get the second one done and wear them this winter. I don't know. I was so adamant, I'm going to rip it back, I'm going to rip it back, I'm going to fix it, I'm going to do it properly so it looks good. But when you've got them on, you don't see the tension difference, or I don't. And unless it's one of you watching this, you're not going to look at that and be like, oh, you changed your tension. I can tell where you changed your tension. Pop it in the comments below. Do I rip it back and do it again on a looser tension, or do I just do the thumb and then start the second one? Because it looks really good. I think it looks good. It's just when it's off I can see the change in my tension. Ugh. I was so adamant when I was been thinking about this, like doing this video and picking up on old projects. I was just like, yep, I'm going to rip it back. I'm going to reknit it. And now I'm like, do I have to? I'm going to put it away. But I am knitting these Underwing Mittens with Knit Picks palette in the ash and cream colourways. And for those curious, the Underwing Mitten pattern is by Erica Hauser. Let's see, is there a photo? Whoop, throwing away paper. No, that's the other. Why do I have a different pattern in here? This is the Hydra mitts. Oh, but yeah, I do need to knit a pair of them for Scott. Do I not have all the proper paperwork for? I don't, and it's the chart, so I'm not going to show you the chart. I wonder where the rest of the pattern is. But I've been using, when I was knitting them, I used this, which is a magnetic board from Knit Picks. I did lose the little sign that was there, but it's brilliant because you have like a long magnet that you can use to mark your row, which is really, really good. And then you've got smaller magnets to hold the pattern. There's a wee pocket to put the rest of your pattern in, and it's just so handy for like stuff like this and lace as well. I might actually look to get a couple more of those. But that is my Underwing Mittens by Erica Hauser. They have not been touched. Oh, I don't even remember when I started that project. I think it was before we moved into the flat, so it was either the tail end of 2020 I started them, or the first third part of 2021. This is where this is where I wish I had better memory. Okay, next small project. I have a sock. And annoyingly, I don't remember what size I was knitting these on. I think I was doing these on a 2.25. See, this is why I need those like stitch markers with the numbers on them, so like I could put a 2.25 or something. Like, I just wish I'd taken better notes back when I'd done all these projects. But this is being knit on a Red Heart Sport Sock colour, and you get 410 meters in 100 grams. And I bought this yarn in Blackpool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Blackpool. The shop is now gone, which is a shame because it was a beautiful shop. I really, really loved that shop so much. But the owners moved, so they closed the shop. And the only reason that I kind of stalled on this sock was the black was actually transferring to my fingers, which was really annoying at the time. But like, as long as I kind of like set the colour, like, I'm sure it'd be fine, because I'm pretty sure I would get black on my feet if I wore these. So yeah, I need to make the second one, which is interesting because I love knitting socks, and yet I've really stalled on making these, because I'm pretty sure we being Scott and I went to Blackpool 5 years ago now, something like that. 4.5, 5. Again, bad memory, not so sure. But yeah, I need to figure out what size of needle that I was knitting these with, and then I will hopefully cast on the second one and not get as much black on my fingers as I did when I started. Okay, that's the second thing, so what's happening? Okay, I am going to pause the video. I'm going to run downstairs and put the oven on because Scott's finished. No, he's not finished his shift. He is on his break, and I'm going to go put the oven on so that he can have some dinner before he does the other half of his shift. So you'll not even notice I'm gone. Sometimes I'm so not used to having stairs in like where I live, because the stairs where I last lived were outside, not inside. So running up and down stairs is not fun. Okay, so the next project that I have not touched in a shockingly long time, considering it was meant to be a Christmas present for my mother, is the Urinator Blanket. And as you can see, it's not even remotely big enough for a human. It's pretty. Like, it's really, really pretty. I also don't know where the rest of this yarn is. That's interesting. Because at least the hook's with this one, so I know what hook I'm using. So I'm using a 3.75. This is one of my favourite styles of crochet hook. This is Clover. And the yarn is a 100% acrylic yarn. I am not a yarn snob by any means. I think acrylic's perfect for blankets if you want to use it. It's perfect for other projects as well. But this is the Crochet Urinator Blanket. And it's a really good blanket project, but it's exactly what it says in the name. It just eats all your yarn, which if you've got a lot of it, it's clearly a good thing. So I really should pick this back up and maybe make it for my mum's Christmas this year. Oh god, I'm terrible when it comes to blankets. I love making them, I'm just terrible at actually doing them and having them ready for a deadline. Okay, next blankets. Yeah, there's a theme when it comes to blankets. We've got another crochet blanket. I have misplaced the crochet hook for this one, which is really annoying. I thought I just dropped it because it was in the bag. Maybe it's in the blanket. And the next one is my crochet ripple blanket, which is an Attic 24 pattern. I am using some Aran yarn that I have. Don't know the brand, don't know where I got it either, but it's Aran yarn that I have. And I'm using four different colours, sorry. And I'm going to try and keep it in a very similar layout. So it's going to go purple, red, cream, red, purple, and then some of the blue, and then it'll be red, purple, cream, purple, red, and then it'll go back to purple, red. And it's such a fun pattern and it's really nice, but the only reason I've not been working on it is just because the weather got so good here, and blankets in warm weather, not fun. So once I finish once I'm really charging ahead with my commission blanket, I think I would really like to pick this one back up because it's Aran weight, it's going to fly. But this is the yarn that I'm using. And this is all the yarn that I have, so it's probably not going to be a massive blanket. But yeah, we'll make do. If it's a wee lap blanket, it's a lap blanket. It's better than nothing. Oh, itchy nose. So much fibre. Oh no, I just pulled out the last stitch. Damn. And this is being kept in my really awesome Star Trek bag. Ah, I love Star Trek. Love Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings. I love it all. Okay, let's just do the last blanket. Do I have the crochet hook with this one? I hope so. Yep, I'm using a 3.5mm crochet hook for this one. And I love this blanket, and it's going to take me a while, and again the only reason I haven't worked on it is because it's too freaking warm and the blanket is pretty big now. So this is, oh sorry guys, I got a really itchy nose. This is the Crochet Granny Stripe blanket, again another Attic 24 pattern, and I just really love working on this when I get the chance, and it's just so bright and colourful and I love it. And it's all being made with a certain type of yarn, which is your commercial sock yarn, so there's that specific feel about it, which is lovely. I just love this blanket, I really do. And I've been using, so it's kind of like Opal and Regia and that kind of yarn. And I had an Opal advent calendar a couple of years ago where you get the small yarn balls. So all of those are in this blanket, and I buy them whenever I can. But one of you lovely viewers got in touch with me, and I'm expecting a couple in the mail. Sorry, my phone is going off again. Yep, so Scott's on his way home. So yeah, I'm expecting a couple of minis from Sarah. I bought those off of her, and I'm expecting a couple of those to arrive, and I can pop them in my bag because again I have a commission blanket to work on, so all my blankets are not going to be getting much love, but I do have plenty of yarn to which to make it. It's not quite the size of my head, but they're big enough, which makes it very interesting when you're trying to actually work on it and you have giant balls rolling around. And I have a couple of minis that I bought when I was at Fanco Yarns. I've got the minis coming from Sarah, so hopefully this will be enough to get me through, because I ran out of yarn a couple of times on this. So, right, did I put the crochet hook back in? I did. The last thing I want to do is keep losing the needles and the hooks and stuff I need for all these projects. Oh, I think I need a bigger storing bag. Yay, we got it in. And this is just in a bag that I made, which is Marvel. Gotta love it. And that's the last blanket I have to show off. You might be happy to hear. I've got 3 projects after that, unless I might have more and I've just not remembered. I've got some sock tubes that have been sock tubes for a while, and I've got sock tubes that have toes and cuffs but no heels. I'm not counting those. I think these are my last 3. So I'm on the fence with this one, which is the Sublime by Sardar, and it's the Isabella pattern, which is the top, and I'm on the fence. I'm genuinely on the fence as to what to do with this one. Do I keep going? Now bear in mind I've not touched it in a very long time, and have it for next year. Let's go home. So do I keep going and have it for next year, or do I rip it back? Because I don't know, I just, when I saw it in the shop in my LYS, I just thought it looked brilliant. But then when you knit it, it curls a lot, which I know I could fix with blocking. And then I realised that it's a lot bigger on the arms than I was hoping. Maybe, like, if I would probably wear it if it's like that much. Right, I'm going to pause so I can say hi to Scott. Okay, so he's away downstairs to make his dinner. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm really undecided as to what to do with this Sublime top. The yarn is lovely. I think it's an acrylic cotton blend. Where we go? Oh no, sorry, it's a wool cotton blend, and it's so soft and it's really, really lovely. And what's the meterage? So 130 meters. Oh, one of my neighbours having a sneezing fit. 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6 balls, but I think I actually had 7. I think I've joined one at some point. Yes, I have. So I have at least 7 balls of it, so I could maybe change it into a different top. So I might look into see like what my options are, like if I have a pattern already that I could change it to, one that I'm going to wear a bit more rather than this really baggy sleeves that I'm kind of humming and hawing about. But it was really beautiful, like regardless, it was genuinely really beautiful, and it was an interesting knit to this point. But I think the more I talk about it, the more I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably going to rip it out. Which is a shame, because it was really beautiful. And it's got really nice eyelets. And just the detail in it was really, really beautiful as well. But I was just not having any joy with it. Like, it's like the... oh, I have 2 other sock projects that I'll go get and show you that they got frogged. Kind of. They got part frogged. Actually, I think one's in here. maybe. I don't know what I've done with it. Talk amongst yourselves. I keep thinking I found it and I keep going to pull it out and then I realise it's not the project. So my Spyro no heel socks or no heel Spyro socks has no needle in it because I plan on frogging this sucker. Oh, that's not going to work. Ah, right, I'll frog it later. Ah! I'm missing a bit. Yep, I decided it wasn't bringing me any joy. I didn't want to work on it. I needed the needles for another project, so they got pulled out, the sock got put down, and I haven't looked at it until now. Okay, my last two projects that I haven't worked on in quite some time. I have totally used the needle for another project. I wonder where the other needle is. But this is the mystery knit along. Well, it's not a mystery anymore, but this was the mystery knit along that Maddie Harvey was running. And I'm using two yarns by Crochet Ellen or Mrs. Lamb's Yarns. And this hasn't been worked on purely because I ended up picking something else up. That seems to be the common theme for me, is like I'll pick something else up. Or maybe I hadn't printed the next part of the pattern. I don't know, I can't remember now. This is the Trig Point Shawl Mystery Cowl, which, like I say, is no longer a mystery, and you could probably find out the overall finished shape and look of it if you just looked on Instagram or on any of the socials. And these are the yarns that I'm using. Well, they just go so well together. And so I will need to pick it up eventually. I will need to figure out where I put my other 4mm needle so that I can actually work on it. But yeah, that would be really nice once I get that finished. Don't know when. But yeah, I really enjoyed working on it when I had it. I was zooming through, I was late to start it, and I was part of a group that showed spoilers, so I kind of knew things before I even started knitting them, which was fine, because if you don't want spoilers, you don't join a group that gives spoilers. That's basically like 101. So I joined that group, so I knew the shape, I knew what was coming up with the next clues, because I was always a kind of couple of steps behind, whereas now I'm a good couple of months behind. But yep, I've seen a lot of the finished ones. They're really, really beautiful. I just stalled on it so badly, and then what doesn't help is where I was storing it. So I've got a trolley downstairs in the living room, and this was on the bottom shelf right at the back, so I never saw it, but it was still always in the back of my head as something I needed to work on. But when you don't see the project and it's not that easy to get, you're not going to work on it. You're not going to remember to work on it. And then my last project, minus 2 pairs of socks, are in the bedroom. Let's see if I can do this without pulling all the yarn out. Oh god, this is messy. Yeah, this is very messy. Right. Dum, da, da, dum. Moral magic sweater. I'm on section... No. Don't think I'm on a seed stitch triangle. What am I working on? Oh no, I am on a seed stitch triangle. Okay, so I'm on section 9 of, I want to say 14. Yep, section 9 of 14. And it's a seed stitch section, which never my funnest point, but oh well. So I've got pretty much the front finished. I say pretty much because I don't really know. Yeah. I don't know what's happening with it. I think it still really will look awesome when it's done. It's just doing it and figuring out like how it's going to sit and all that jazz. Yeah. So the Marled Magic Sweater is a Stephen West pattern. I'm just trying to find a finished picture. So you can do the sweater or the dress. I'm doing the sweater, but because I am on the curvier side, it might not be as baggy and as big as it is for other people that are slimmer, but I still think it's going to be really, really nice, and I'm going to stop wearing it because wow, is it warm. Doesn't help, it's also a really gloriously nice day outside and the flat is toasty. I'm not going to go through the yarns because there's like 9 of them and all the yarn bands are just a bit everywhere. But yeah. With the exception of 2 pairs of socks which have also had the needles pulled out of them. No, maybe, sorry, I think it's only 1 other pair of socks that got the needles pulled out of them. These are all my languishing whips, so I really don't have that many. I'm just trying to just double check off the top of my head if I am forgetting any. But I frogged my northeasterly. I wasn't counting the sock tubes or the socks that just don't have heels in them. I have another blanket project that's the mitered squares, but I'm gonna rip that out and start again because I don't remember how many were cast on. I don't know if there's a needle, like needles in it, and I also want to do it so that I join as I go instead of having it where I have to go back and sew them together. So also my mum knit a couple before I inherited the project and her tension is completely different from my tension. So if I rip it back, it's probably just going to be the best of all worlds really, because I don't remember the needle size, I don't remember the stitch count. Some of the blocks are bigger, some of the blocks are smaller, and at the moment there's a lot of joining to be had, and I would rather start again from scratch and do the joining method as you go, which would be really good. But I think for now I'll maybe just rip it all back, leave the yarn for a wee while, work on some of my other blankets before I put another one back into circulation, and then see how that goes. But yeah, I just thought I'd do something a wee bit different, because these are some projects that you have seen over a couple of months, couple of years, and you may have kind of sat down and been like, I remember this project, why has she not shown us? So that is just another thing ticked off my to-do list. It's brought them all out, it's let me see. I'm going to jot them down in a notebook so that I've got a note of them to be like, right, these are all my projects, this is what I have to work on. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this maybe has spurred you on to maybe pull out some languishing whips that you've not worked on in quite some time, or maybe just make you a little bit more mindful that you might have some other projects that you've left for a while. If it does, like, leave a comment below and let me know what projects you find, because that I think would be really interesting. Maybe we can work together to kind of get some of these done. I know I'm not that far off finishing the trig point shawl, the Marble Magic sweater. The blankets are going to take me a while, let's face it. Blankets are long projects, those take a lot of time. I could probably put some time and effort into my cross stitch, I could get the other sock finished. I think I'm just going to rip out the Sublime top. I think I'm just going to rip it out, maybe find another project for that. Maybe like a tee, something with a tee instead of these big baggy sleeves. Like, I know I've got bingo wings, I'm not ashamed of them, I don't need to hide them, but I don't like big sleeves. Yeah, I'm rambling now, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, I'm going to finish off, I'm going to import the clips into my camera, get this edited, and I'm going to go spend Scott's break with him. I don't know why it took me so long to say it. I was kind of like, break doesn't sound good, but like he's on back shift tonight, so it's like his dinner break instead of his lunch break. So he's away putting dinner in the oven for himself. I'm not quite hungry. The heck was that? Yeah. Thank you so much. Duh. Jeez. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you pull out any of your projects and what you're still got to work on. And yeah, maybe in the next coming weeks or months you'll see some more like effort on these projects and some progress. Maybe not the blankets, because I do have a commission blanket just now, but maybe some of the other projects you might see in the next couple of weeks and months, which would be really, really nice, because it'd be good to get some of these off and finished. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you stay safe, and until next time.